Today I'm doing a little upgrade to my etching rig. Originally it had this clamp style terminal clamp on it, and what I'd do is I'd put a Q-tip in to the clamps, dip it into my solution, and then with the positive cable hooked to the knife, I would go over my stencil, and it would etch or burn this into the blade. Well, this is such a small point, and it's kind of hard to get a consistent depth all the way across because it etches down into the metal, and if it's not perfect all the way across, you can kind of see it's kind of wavy. It's not my favorite part of knife making, but it costs to outsource it, so I figured I would figure it out and continue to do it myself, just get better at it. That's the solution. So what I'm going to do is I took the clamp off of the wire. The positive's still hooked up. I'll still clamp that to the knife. But what I did is I took a piece of flat stock and mild bar or rod, drilled a hole in the flat stock, pounded and peened this rod into it, and then took an old bed sheet and cut them into little rectangles. And right now I'm attaching the pads to the stamp, or whatever you want to call it, with little wires. I don't know if you can see that. I'd like to get some maybe girls' hair bows or hair ties, rubber bands, those little ones. But right now this is going to work, and the copper will conduct electricity also. With the rubber bands, I don't know if that'll interfere with the electricity. Anyway, I'm going to wrap the wire then around this rod, slide this shrink wrap down, shrink wrap everything together. Should give me a good connection, and then I'm going to get a couple pieces of scrap metal, and I'll come back and give it a shot. Here it is without the pad on it. You see how I wrapped it around tight, put that shrink wrap on it. It's not soldered tight, but it's held tight, and it'll give me something to hold on to. So we'll give it a shot, and we'll go from there. If it needs a little tweaking, we'll tweak it. But hopefully we got it. Kind of see where I peened the head of that rod down. We got a nice flat surface to work with. Put a pad on, put in the solution, and give it a shot. Okay, I've got my stencil on a scrap piece of metal. I got my positive hooked up to the piece of metal. In that little lid, I've got some solution. And here I've got my stamp with a pad on it. We're gonna dip it in the solution, and then I'll dab some of it off. I don't want it soaking wet, I don't think. We're simply gonna press down. Kind of in the light, but you can hear it working. You can tell it's working. That's metal. I think this will be better. hoping. I really don't want to have to pay somebody to do this for me. Alright, we'll give that a shot. We'll see what that did. Surprisingly enough, probably took quite a bit out there. Oh, so much better. So much better. So much crisper. I'm very happy with that. My next step with that, if it were on a real knife, would be to get rid of the markings around there. Those come off pretty easy. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Money well spent. It was free.